1, 2, 3, hit me!
That's why I'm running. Oh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me. That's why I'm running. Oh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me.
Hello and welcome to DEERE Studio, the new online show from John Deere. My name is Patrice and I will be giving you exciting insights into the product world of John Deere in 3 different shows. And as you have probably already noticed, we have invited some interesting guests to the studio, and today we pre-celebrate a birthday together.
Happy birthday to you.
No! We are not celebrating my birthday. We are celebrating the start of the 50th anniversary of John Deere Forage Harvester. And of course, we will also show you the brand new Forage Harvester model. And at the end of the show, there's also a birthday surprise for you. And I can promise you, it's going to be a cool show. Ready? Good. So let's turn back the wheel of time to 1972, the year that ABBA started their career.
Dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17.
The year the video game pioneer Atari has been founded. The year in which you probably had to pay for a calculator around $400 US. And that was the birth year of John Deere's self-propelled forage harvester, the 5000 series. Wow, we've come a long way. And if there's anyone who knows anything about technical development, it has to be our first guest from John Deere. They're called the old hand of forage harvesters. Please welcome Klaus Josef Vogelgesang.
That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me. That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running.
Hello. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Nothing runs like me.
Welcome, Klaus. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Do you take it as a compliment when people call you the old hand? Because you don't look that old. Because I don't even know how old you were when in 1972 the self-propelled forage harvester has been introduced to the market.
Yes, it's a compliment, so thank you very much.
Okay.
And 72, I can tell you exactly, I was 11 years old, went at school and was dreaming to become an engineer.
So you were intrigued by technology from an early age?
Absolutely. Machinery, especially ag technology, has always fascinated me, even not born or raised on a farm. But seeing the combines and the tractors running through the street in our village, I always admired them. So in '86, after I had finished my studies, I entered Deere, and believe it or not, I was hired for the Zweibrücker Forager project.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we call self-propelled forage harvesters internally always SPFH. But believe it or not, we had already, since '66, a so-called pull-type forage harvester in the program. So the year 72 is for us the year 0 for SPFHs. And looking backwards, it was a big thing, bringing SPFH with 212 horsepower to the market.
What I found very fascinating with this history is that so many things have come, but so many things are remaining, because if I heard it correctly, some innovations from back then have still survived until today.
Absolutely right. I can give you 3 examples. The first is the cutter head drum, which turns backwards during knife grinding, because it still provides the best cut. The second is the long-wise installed engine for better cooling and serviceability. And the third one is the multi-knife cutter head, which was actually introduced a little bit later in '81 with the 5020 series. This was further developed, but the concept is still the same today.
And you gave me like a perfect cue because you just mentioned the engine. Talking about machines. For our next segment, we had to send a team over to Würzburg. Not by themselves. They've been there with a special guest. Someone you might know from the internet, which I'm quite sure you know from the internet, that we are looking forward to having here within the show. He is known by the name Gareth, a.k.a. Donkey from the Grassman. Let's see what he found there.
So John Deere have asked me here to Würzburg to look at some foragers, but I'm not really sure why I'm looking at one of these.
Gareth, don't worry, we're just looking at this for now. But basically, we're here to celebrate 50 years of self-propelled forage harvesters with John Deere.
Was this the budget over, Rob?
For now, yeah, let's say yeah, okay. But hey, let's have a look to see where our journey started with forage harvesters.
Okay, so a 5830, Rob?
Yeah, so again, I know what you're going to say, Rob, this isn't the first self-propelled John Deere launch. No, it's not. It was the 100 series, of course, 53, 5400 back in 1972. But let's face it, for you guys in Northern Ireland and our UK and Ireland market,
we have a few of these.
This is more common for us. These were the real self-propelled machines that set off self-propelled foragers in our marketplace.
And it was the first of the 5000 series that had the John Deere own-made engine.
Yeah, so when it comes to the engine, as you say, before that, you know, we had the agreement with Detroit, and then we moved to that John Deere six-cylinder, 619 cubic inch capacity with a nice big mechanical pump.
What's that in layman's terms, about 10 litres?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that,
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. Coming around to the other side then.
Rob.
Yes.
They're ugly.
Hey, come on.
Come on. It's like two matchbox. One set this way and one set that way.
Come on, Gareth. I mean, these were the height of fashion back in the 80s. You come, get with the times, man.
And the spout, it's on the wrong side.
Yeah, okay. For us in Ireland, for sure. Yeah, you know, we like to go the other way. But look, you know, it was functional at the time. It all worked.
I don't even think that would fill into our modern trailers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, if you look at some of the big trailers that our contractors are working nowadays, it certainly would be a challenge. Yeah, definitely. But that's, I say, it just shows you how things have progressed and moved on. And
what about the reel? They
What
had a
about
few
it?
issues back in the day, but so did all pickup reels.
yeah, look, I mean, you know, it was a big change from going from trail machines to self-propelled machines with a lot more horsepower, you know. I mean, this machine, 290, 295 horsepower approximately. It was a big jump up in terms of output and physically being able to take large volumes of grass. The cab, yeah, I see you looking and pointing.
That's changed quite a bit over the years as well.
Dramatically, yeah, yeah.
But you know, when you think back all those years ago, that would have been an unreal place to be sitting working.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, you know. Hey, look, it's easy to talk about it, Gareth. Why don't you get up and have a look for yourself? And
Can we have a drive?
yeah, of course you can. Let's
Class.
go. So a little bit different than today's standards, as you can see. You know, but still, it had air conditioning. It is a hydrostatic drive. It's still quite a modern machine. Go on, fire it up.
How do we?
Give it some.
Why is it not starting?
How do we start it? Listen to the purr.
Remember the old gearboxes up here?
Yeah, crashing
Hi.
through gears.
How good?
Hey,
Right, you make it down.
have fun.
Out of my way.
I'm gonna go and get you something different. You go have a drive, and I'll get you something nice.
Oh, imagine doing a day in it though. But it sounds class. Awesome.
Wow. Again, quite a bit of time has passed in the meantime. But Klaus, in your humble opinion, what were the major highlights in the development of forage harvesters in the following years?
Well, there have been a lot of milestones. I was part of the team when we transferred development and production of this SPFH from the United States to Europe. And in '91, we introduced the 6000 series.
In my research, it said something about 1992. I don't want to be like a smart.
Well, you are
clever,
right.
but-
You are right, and you have done a great job.
All right.
In '91, we introduced it in Europe. In '92, we introduced the SPFH
Okay, that makes sense.
in the United States.
That makes sense.
But there have been, on the 7001, what we introduced there, that was the harvest lab, the infinite variable length of cut transmission, and the broad drive. On the 8001s, it was a different story. We started with a blank sheet of paper. And here, The goal was to integrate the different systems into the machine, connect them, and that we can provide a higher grade of automatization. But there are even more things on a SPFH. Reliability is still the most important.
Of course.
How much do you think it costs when that machine is down per minute?
Well, this is a trick question. I'm supposed to know that because I don't know like the entire chain, but I assume quite something.
Today, the contractors are mainly providing the whole chain, and then you end up with a cost of between £12 and €15.
Oh, so it's
A minute.
Doing the math quickly, I mean, it's at least £600 up to 900 and more. That's a lot.
Absolutely.
I assume. But I understand with so many years of development, I'm sure that your foragers never fail.
Here we are sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, of course. And now the time has finally come. We don't want to keep you waiting any longer. In the meantime, Rob is back with the brand new 9500.
Stop teasing me, Rob. Huh?
You like what you see, Gareth?
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking chopping.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. 50 years.
50 years.
Here it is. This is what it's about. You
Yeah,
fooled
yeah.
me. You
Yeah,
fooled
yeah,
me.
yeah. I told you. I wasn't just taking you here just to see this. But you like what you see?
Obviously, I'm a harvester fanatic, as you know.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I know some of the things that's going on here because I have read. But the biggest thing about this is the new engine.
That's right, yeah. So again, new engine.
Talk to me.
So this is our new 9.6. So we've got two new models with that new engine that you talk about, the 9.500,
Yes.
9.600.
Yes.
So 700 horsepower rated and 750 horsepower rated.
Yeah.
But these new engines, not only are that, we're also utilising our Harvest Motion Plus technology.
And you're keeping the 800s. I like that.
Harvest Motion Plus, so with that, we say the rated horsepower is 700 on a 9.500, 750 horsepower on a 9.600, but as you load the machine down, we're effectively increasing the horsepower and increasing the torque. So these machines have a boost, effectively.
You say Harvest Motion Plus.
Correct.
Your 9 series currently all run Harvest Motion.
That's right.
Which is pulling from the lower engine RPM and using the torque. That's the...
Yeah, so matching our cutter head speed accurately with our engine to get the most fuel efficient way of chop and crop.
So this now has plus.
Plus, yeah. So the plus
Which is a harvest.
Correct. Yeah. So as we load the machines, we're giving them more power.
Okay. What's so special about it? Because after all, you were using a 19-litre engine, so what makes this 18-litre engine special?
So again, completely new. It's a John Deere engine, so we make it ourselves. So very important to our customers, as you know. One big thing is we've changed a little bit what we do with after treatment.
I've heard this, but I didn't believe it. There's a rumour that there's no AdBlue in this engine.
Let's wait and see when we get round the other side.
Okay.
Other bits and pieces, you know, we've made a few changes to the spout, the curvature of the spout.
So you've changed the geometry of the chute. Why? What's the reason for that?
You know, some of it is really to help with those really high sugar content grass conditions.
Like we have.
Yeah, absolutely. So where that material can gum up, you know, it's better getting that material through the machine. Likewise as well, I know this is fitted with our extension, but for what you're used to, the standard 8-row configuration is 20 centimetres longer.
Or even, to be honest, grass pickups, because trailers are getting bigger, and if you can keep them a wee bit further away but keep the going straight down in, means when you're swinging around corners,
Yeah, no,
every little bit helps.
Yeah, let's have a closer look at that engine that you want to see.
So here she is in all her glory.
So here it is in all its glory, compressor, everything like that fitted on it. Okay, Gareth, as well, we've got our 50-year anniversary decal. You know, all the 50-year, all the machines that we're selling for 22 will have that decal. And the nice thing is, if anyone wants to celebrate their 50 years with us, you know, our engineers have even included a bottle opener in the hinge design.
A bottle opener.
A bottle opener, anyway.
You really have thought of it all.
It's for the big celebration, guys.
Can we get can we get back to the fact that I see no AdBlue?
Lots of space. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. So with this new engine, there's no AdBlue, none whatsoever.
That has to be a big thing for the UK and Irish market.
For everyone, you know, worldwide, just, you know, the extra complexity, keeping the fuel consumption down, you know, it's not only the fact that it's something else you have to add to the machine, in terms of diesel and AdBlue, but also its complexity. There's more components. So again, from everyone's point of view, it's just simpler. Likewise, when we move and talk about technology, you know, we're still utilising our Harvest Lab 3000 sensor that we've been had on the market for the last few years.
The Harvest Lab sensor, what you guys have done, and I've been reading a little bit about this over the last few years, is phenomenal. Like it's full data for what anybody in nutrition would want. I mean, with proteins, dry matters, volumes, everything can be collected through that sensor.
Yeah, I mean, look, this machine can collect a phenomenal amount of data in the field. But let's have a quick look up around the front end.
Like 50 years.
A lot has changed, you know. What that machine would do in a day versus what this machine would do in a day. Yeah, so machines come straight from the field, Gareth.
I can see that, look. Yeah.
As you can see. Yeah, there you go. Our new kernel processor.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's ready for cutting.
Let's
go. You
go.
know what that means?
Come on.
Get me in the harvester.
Let's go.
Wow, this is already impressive news. The only thing I don't really understand is why John Deere now has developed a new machine with only 700 or 750 horsepower when it's always about being higher, faster, further. How does that fit?
It's a good question, but in order to answer that question, you should ask Richard. He was for a long time our lead engineer on headers, and today he is our engineering manager on headers and machine.
Ah, so that's Richard Wibbelt.
That's him.
Well, then, okay. Welcome, Richard.
That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me. That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running.
Hi, Klaus.
'Cause nothing runs like me.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Welcome, Richard. You're the one who needs to explain us this one specific issue that I have, because I don't really understand why machines now have been developed with less horsepower that are nevertheless supposed to be so enormously powerful. How does that work?
As Klaus has explained, we have increased the performance of our forage harvester significantly over the last years. And with our top-of-the-line model, the 9900, we have set the bar extremely high. You have to know, with such a machine, we are harvesting up to 400 tons silage per hour. And we are able to fill huge trailers in 2 to 3 minutes. That makes up to 30 trailers per hour. And that is a huge amount of material, and the harvest chain, the harvest logistic has to manage that. And we clearly can say the 9900 is definitely not the limiting factor, and we do not need additional engine power. The limiting factor is here the compaction process for final storage of all the material to get the best silage quality.
But I'd say that you already are pushing the envelope when it comes to the 9900 SPFH.
Yes, 400 tons per hour, that is quite a number. But Patrice, forage harvester development is much, much more than only adding additional engine power. We are focused on delivering intelligent solutions to optimize our vehicle in terms of productivity, efficiency, forage quality, silage quality, reliability, like Klaus explains the importance of reliability, and do not forget to optimize operating comfort and driving comfort. And at the same time, you have to know that customers are asking that the machine is still very easy to operate.
It's funny because the way that you explain it, I feel like I could operate it myself. But no, wait a minute, I'm just going to leave that to the pros, like Gareth, because we are very curious to see if Gareth can test for himself in the meantime what the new power means for this machine.
What have you done to me? You've brought me to a field of maize.
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Why not? Come on.
I'm a grass man.
Yeah.
It says
Hey,
grass man.
You can learn. You can learn. It's okay. You just push the stick.
Right, here we go. I'm so excited about this. We are about to go for liftoff. I have not done a lot of maize in my life, but I am looking forward to this. I hope. Can't believe they let me loose in a forager in a field in Germany. I am not used to chopping maize, but in a machine like this it's really easy. I'm just checking out my cameras. I mean, auto steer, auto track. Okay, so let's push this 9.6 on there and see how we can go. So Harvest Motion Plus is something they've brought into these ones, and it means when you really put her towards her limit, she just keeps giving. There's a boost of horsepower. So this 9.6 comes in at 750 horsepower from that 18-litre engine, and whenever you really load it down in conditions like this maize, it will provide you with a boost of up to another 30-odd horsepower. So it just means when you get the machine in and settled into the nice crop of maize, you can really push her on. We're sitting here taking, I think, nearly 14 rows of maize. It's a 12-row header, but the maize is spaced close, and we're getting 13 or 14 revs. We're sitting at 4.8 kilometres an hour, and that machine is working well, chopping it right down to about 6 millimetres for biogas. So that is fantastic. John Deere have brought out this 18-litre engine with no AdBlue, and that is something that will be really liked. I think particularly for like UK and Irish customers. The reason I'm saying that is because it's taken away AdBlue. They're able to meet all stage 5 regulations. They're meeting them all, and I think that's quite phenomenal. So John Deere, well done. I'm thoroughly excited. Thanks for inviting us over, and let's keep chopping.
Where is he gone? He was here a minute ago. There can't be trailers still. Where the hell is he? Oh, there's only one thing for it. Gareth, where the hell are you? We need to go. Get back here with that machine now.
I was having so much fun, and then he stopped me.
I know, Gareth. We had to bring you in. We had to bring you in. You've enough done for today, I think.
No, there's more there.
No, we have to leave that for somebody else, unfortunately. Well, did you enjoy it?
Would a cat drink milk?
So yeah.
Yeah, as I say, I'm not a big maize experienced man. I am now a maize fan. I need to do more maize. I need to spend more time doing this job. Once you get the auto steer set up, you can put one hand behind your back and just, now I was filling the trailers. I know there's active fill on the machine, but it didn't feel right to sit like this. So yeah, it makes easy work of it. And the row spacing here, Rob, I noticed at one point I think we were taking 18 rows.
Yeah.
On a 12-row header of really, really good maize. So the machine's fantastic. It sits there at 1400 RPM, and I mean sits there. There is no question about that. And there's actually a little bit more, to be honest. I tried it, I pushed it beyond that, and she still sat there. So the Harvest Motion Plus,
the torque, the power is definitely
there. The cab seems very quiet.
Yeah.
I picked up on that.
Yeah, no, we have made some changes there. So look, that's good that you spotted that straight away. So Gareth, next business, maize men?
I think so, hopefully. I need to chop some more though. Yeah.
Well, We're out of trailers, and unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which, I've got to get you to makeup, so we're heading to the studio. So come on,
Makeup?
studio,
Seriously?
makeup. Yeah,
No.
you need makeup. Sorry,
Fail.
it's going to take a bit of time, all right?
Oh, yes. Gareth had fun. You can see that. But behind the scenes of such a dynamic harvest, a whole lot of intelligent technical features are running, right?
Yes, and that is exactly what we are doing with 9500 and with 9600. We take a brand new 18-liter D engine, we take new technology, and both together is perfectly linked with our entire vehicle. An example for that, Harvest Motion Plus. With that concept, the engine is always running in the most efficient range, and the engine is always able to provide a power boost in case of harvest situation where suddenly a demand of additional power is needed. And that is really maximum productivity and maximum efficiency.
That's impressive, but I did a bit of research. Is it true that John Deere even analyzes the forage directly? If so, how?
Yes, we have a lot of intelligent integrated systems on our machine. And believe me or not, we will go ahead, especially in the area of mass flow, yield monitoring, and deeper analysis of crop and silage quality. Here we will not stop. But I would like to stop now because my colleague Georg Kormann, he leads the advanced engineering group. He can answer these questions much better than I can.
That's the easy way out, pushing it to the next colleague. All right, well then, let's have it. Welcome, Georg Kormann.
That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me. That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running.
Welcome.
'Cause nothing
Please,
runs
have a
like
seat. Welcome, Georg. As I can see here, you're the expert in tech features that increase performance and feed quality. Is that right?
Yes, for sure. So now let's talk a little more than just engines and iron. Let's go into some more technology. And therefore, I brought you something.
A gift.
Yes. What does this 1 pound coin have in common with an SPFH?
Why is it that you guys always come up with these trick questions? I know that I have no chance. I mean, like here, just like an ordinary pound coin. I have no clue. Seriously, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is exactly the precision that we can place an SPFH with inside a field. So if we need to guide an SPFH along a corn row or a windrow, this is the precision. So the operator doesn't have to steer himself anymore. The operator can now go hands-free and start optimizing different features and functions on the machine. So he can now focus on throughput, pushing the machine forward to maximize the throughput of the machine at any given time.
But how is it done?
Yeah, for one, we place GNSS receivers on the cap roof of the machine to get the high accurate position. And then we also have additional sensors to measure the mass flow of the machine. We can go, as Richard mentioned before, we can go up to 400 tons an hour. That's about 1,000 cubic meters that this machine is now sending down the road to the silage pit where it needs to get compacted. And yeah, so with that, we make sure that the machine is well loaded all the time.
Well, that sounds already like quite a lot, but so what's next?
So next is now the operator starts focusing on the quality of silage. And therefore, we install Harvest Lab on the machine. And the Harvest Lab, it's like an onboard laboratory that drives with the machine.
I just happen to have a Harvest Lab right underneath the table.
Good for you.
Yeah, displaying it correctly. Now the question is really, can you explain in more detail what exactly does this Harvest Lab do and how?
Yeah, you can think about that like a small box. And this box is actually a laboratory. And inside that laboratory, you have two technicians permanently working, analyzing the moisture of the product going through the machine. So now they analyze the moisture and display it to the operator, and at the same time they also communicate it back to the machine. With that, the machine can adjust the length of cut and also adjust the amount of silage preservatives that are added to the material going through the machine.
That certainly saves a lot of work and, above all, time. But such an ingenious part is surely not only available at John Deere, or is it?
Yes, you're right. We were the first ones to the market, but meanwhile competition has caught up. But our sensor is still the most accurate one and the most integrated one into the machine, where we store all the data and then wirelessly transfer the data to the cloud. From there, the farm manager can directly monitor the performance of the machine at any given time. He can analyze a whole working day. He can analyze a whole season and see what he has in the silage pit available, and with that optimize processes and at the same time maximize his profit.
And this is exactly what we have done since the development of the 8000 series. Focusing more and more on productivity and efficiency, we have developed many intelligent systems, have integrated them in a network for further automatization.
Well, so much for the theory. Now it's time for some field experience. And there's a person who deals with this on a daily basis, and you know him from the previous video. So directly from Würzburg into our DEERE studio, here's Gareth, aka Donkey, from the Grassman.
That's why I'm running. Ooh, I'm running. 'Cause nothing runs like me.
Hello.
That's why I'm running.
Hi, sir. Hello.
Ooh, I'm
Hello.
running. 'Cause
Hello.
nothing runs
Welcome.
like me.
Welcome, Gareth, and thank you for popcorn.
I was going to bring you some fresh silage from the pit, but I didn't think you could handle the smell, so I brought you the next best thing.
Good thought. Good thought. Thank you so much for these. But let's talk about some numbers. Let's talk about 180,000 YouTube followers.
Yes.
Over 145,000 Instagram followers.
Yes.
Over 370,000 Facebook friends.
Yeah.
May I ask the Grassman, would you consider yourself successful?
We would. We have worked hard over the last 11 years, and our sole vision as a company was to drive the passion for agriculture globally.
It's okay when I call you a specialist in the topic of forage harvesters.
I don't like to call myself a specialist, but if it's passion and love you're looking for, I'm right up there, because after all, it was my passion for foragers that started Grassman.
But what is it that actually takes that little step away from being a specialist, really?
Probably arrogance. I don't like. I just like to try and be humble.
All right. So, well, we just saw you being actually one of the few who were capable just to experiencing the next generation. So, how was it?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's a machine exactly where I believe John Deere need to be. The new 18-litre engine, you know, moving from the 13.5 up to the 18 is a big improvement. The ability to change the harvest motion that they have on the other 9000 series, bring in the harvest motion plus, so we're getting the same characteristics of the power down low. Fantastic, using the torque. What these guys are doing, heading towards efficiency, they've changed the geometry of the discharge chute, which I believe will be really useful in UK and Irish conditions, because we have very sticky grass silage which can almost be gluey, so it shall help keep that flowing through. All in all, fantastic machine and packed with technology. I mean, literally I just had to press a couple of buttons and sit there.
Well, the one thing, because you were talking to me, because we didn't really see, is their faces were like, oh my God, he knows quite a bit about it. So if you have any questions towards them, this is your chance at this point.
Well, over the last 50 years, there has been so much change in foragers. Where are we going in the next 50 years, guys?
Many new things are coming up here. Let's take electrification. Everyone is talking about that, and of course we are working on that. But we have to say, so far we do not see a battery technology which is able to provide the right power level to run our forage harvester. We are thinking more in the direction to electrify functional components of our forager to optimize fuel consumption, forage quality, and we have to say electrification is really the base for further automation capabilities.
We will also take those automation capabilities that we're now focusing on one machine. We will now look at the broader picture of a production system. So we will look from cutting the forage all the way to feeding it. So we will look into the cutting step, the transport logistics, compacting it into the silo, all the way to creating a feed ration for the cow in the end, and provide an overall system that supports the customer in running their business.
And the ultimate topic is further automatization up to autonomous driving.
Autonomous is fine and it's inevitable, but that's the problem. It takes all the fun out of driving. That is what, like, my little business is built upon: the fun, the passion, the feel of driving that forager. Just I'm moving my hand as I'm talking because I feel like I'm in there.
But don't worry, Donkey, it will be an option only.
Oh well, we'll still have a job then.
Nevertheless, there seems to be a lot in the pipeline, so none of you guys, including yourself, fears to be unemployed so quickly. But wait, I nearly forgot something. We do have our birthday present or surprise for you. Because you can win an overnight stay and a factory tour in Zweibrücken, the production site of the John Deere forage harvester. All you have to do is to go to our Facebook page and answer the following question in the comments of the competition. We would like to know, how much horsepower do the two new forage harvester models 9500 and 9600 do have? And here is a little clip. Let me repeat the question. How much horsepower do the two new forage harvester models 9500 and 9600 have? Finger crossed. Good luck. No, Gareth, you're not supposed to be part of this competition. You're already part of the family. So don't worry. Let's go back to the guys. And actually, the two of you, I totally forgot to ask you, do you actually drive the SPFH yourself?
Yeah, sure. I still love to go out there. Just was out there last week with a machine. Like I mentioned earlier, forage harvesting is high-tech team sports, being out there with a whole crew, chopping, transporting. It's still a lot of fun. On a great day with sunshine out there, it's perfect.
Richard?
Yeah, and when he is operating our foragers, I'm running my 7710 with a huge trailer behind, and I'm supporting then the harvest chain.
7710, what a fantastic tractor. I actually have 3 John Deere tractors that are my favourite, so I can't pick one. I have the lovely old 4755, which was the first tractor that I bought in the business. I have my probably ultimate favourite tractor of all time, a 7810. I think John Deere just perfected it there. And then we have the latest and greatest 7310R Ultimate Edition. So yeah, that's it's just like floating and it makes hard work easy.
So we have like tractor fans here, but say the answer is because we will have our own show in a few weeks, just dedicated to tractors. So hold your horsepower just now. But what about you, Klaus? Do you still own a forage harvester from time to time?
Oh, that's still a must for me. 2 times a year. 1 time grass, 1 time corn. But at home, I really like very much to harvest with my own combine. 40 years old and still running like a deer.
Oh, I see. Now also we have a combine fan here, but you're not the only one. So I got good news for you and the other combine fans out there, because you don't have to wait any longer, or not much longer, because already on the 27th of October, our next show will take place here at John Deere, which is going to be dedicated to the combine harvester. So, unfortunately, that's it for today. But before I let you go, we need to capture this on a picture. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having been our guests here. Thank you so much for having tuned in. Thank you so much to Lionel Richard and Naomi. See you.
Fall. I don't crawl. I bring light. Never touch fire. So won't you